On July 27, 2013, a group of men were hanging out at a restaurant located on the corner of South Street and Jersey Avenue. Artesia, California is home to quite a number of street gangs. This city is considered the gateway city due to the fact that it's located in between Orange and Los Angeles County. But let's be honest, it's more or less a city you just pass through, you get what I'm saying? Artesia isn't really a city you pull up to for activities, if you catch my drift. I mean, what do you guys even have over there anyway? I guess you guys have the East-West Ice Palace in case I ever get the urge to go ice skating, but other than that, it's dry as fuck over there. Nah, I'm just playing. I'm sure Artesia is cool. Don't flame me up in the comment sections if you're from there. It's all love. But anyway, let's get back to the topic of the video. But before we do that, do your boy a favor and leave the video a like because we're trying to get into that algorithm. But without further ado, let's get into it. The group of men that were outside of the restaurant got approached by 5 Asian Boyz gang members. Out of the 5, one member in particular named Boren got more confrontational than the others. Boren started going back and forth with one of the dudes and things started to get heated. It was at this point when the guy Boren was arguing with decided to call one of his homies to come back him up. The homie he called was a member from Tiny Raskals and his name was Timothy Teopaco. Timothy was a member from TRG, but he had recently turned his life around due to having a newborn and wanting better for himself. His friends and family around him considered him non-active and he hadn't associated with the gang in 2 to 3 years, or so they think. But this story is a prime example of how the gang life can follow you, even if you ain't feeling it anymore. Once Timothy pulled up to handle his homie's beef, Boren wasn't there to play any games. The two argued, and as Boren and the other ABZ members began to drive away, Boren let off a bunch of shots and hit Timothy. Timothy was rushed to the hospital where he later passed away due to his injuries. Now, in my opinion, if you were really done with that life and you wanted better for yourself, why are you pulling up to catch one of your homies' fades? And in this situation, pulling up for the fade ended up being the worst case scenario for little Timmy because he fucked around and found out. For real. With all that being said, it makes me wonder if he really was over that life or if he still had one foot in the streets and one foot out, which never ends up working out for anybody, let's be honest. Bro had a whole newborn kid to go home to and a serious girlfriend that he could have stayed home with, but he decided to come out to play, and we all know these streets ain't nothing to be played with. After the murder of Timothy Teopaco, the LAPD was on the hunt for Boren because he was now a wanted fugitive on the run for murder. Boren was known to hang out around the Long Beach area, but needless to say, anywhere in SoCal was way too hot for him at this point. Boren needed to bounce if he wanted any shot at freedom, and this is where being part of a nationwide gang has its benefits because he was able to relocate outside of California, and for a while, it looked like Boren may have gotten away with the hot one. But karma had different plans, and a whole 6 years later, karma came to collect.
Investigators say a California gang member and murder suspect who's been on the run for 6 years is now in jail. 25-year-old Boren was arrested by ALE agents at a bar over the weekend in Winston-Salem. Investigators say they found him with more than 11 pounds of marijuana and more than 800 vials of THC oil. 2 more people were charged, including one of the bar's owners. Investigators say they're all members of the Asian Boyz gang based in Southern California. State FBI posted this photo of the confiscated drugs with K9 Bruce, who helped with the investigation. He's from the Winston-Salem Police Department. Lay is facing felony charges.
Boren was arrested in North Carolina on multiple transporting charges. He was busted with 842 vials of cannabis distillate and 11 pounds of tree. In the interrogation room, it took detectives 9 whole hours of grilling him until he finally admitted his real identity. And that's when police were able to link him back to the murder of Timothy back in 2013. Boren is currently being held at North Carolina, but I'm not sure if he's done with the transporting case. I couldn't find any news articles regarding his sentencing, so I'm assuming he hasn't been extradited by the state of California just yet to face his murder charges. Again, another senseless death. Now, this kid is going to grow up without a dad, and you already know where that shit goes. I understand wanting to stand up for your homies, but in this situation, it's hard to feel bad for Timothy because he chose to pull up to a situation that he wasn't even initially part of, and he paid the ultimate price. Some would point out that they could have just caught the fade, but let's be real. In the world of gangbanging, especially in the era we're living in, you can never expect someone to give you a fair one. And that's just how it is nowadays. Back in the day, catching a fade, win, lose, or draw, it didn't matter. You still got respect for getting down. But I feel like cats today can't take a loss. Maybe it's too much pride, I don't know, but fools rather just start blasting than risk the chance of losing a fair one. It's just the worst time ever to be a gangbanger. Everyone's super quick to shoot, nobody really catches fades, and police have it way easier to catch your ass due to the level of surveillance and self-snitching. Overall, it's a show. This life ain't worth it, fellas. Let me know what you want me to cover next, but until next time, I'll be seeing you guys later. Peace.